Should you be a Bitcoin maximalist? If you've been in the crypto space for more than 5 minutes, you've probably ran into the term Bitcoin maxi. Maybe it was used as a compliment, maybe it was used as an insult. But what does it actually mean? And more importantly, should you consider being one yourself? That's what we'll explore today. A Bitcoin maximalist or maxi is someone who believes that Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency that really matters, the only one that has long-term value, and the only one worth holding. To a Bitcoin maxi, everything else, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, you name it, is either unnecessary, doomed to fail, or a distraction from the real mission. Sound money through Bitcoin. They often see Bitcoin as not just an investment, but a movement. Something bigger than just price speculation. For them, Bitcoin is freedom from government control, protection from inflation, and a once-in-history opportunity to separate money from the state. Now, that sounds powerful, but should you actually think like that? Let's break it down. First, let's be fair. There are good reasons why people become Bitcoin maxis. One is proven security and decentralization. Bitcoin has the most secure blockchain on earth, it's decentralized, it's battle tested, and it has never been hacked at the protocol level. In a world of experiments, rug pulls, and vaporware, Bitcoin stands out as reliable. Number 2 is the hard cap. Bitcoin has a supply cap of 21 million coins. That hard limit is written in code, and it's what makes Bitcoin fundamentally different from fiat currencies. Governments can print dollars, euros, or any other fiat currency whenever they want. But with Bitcoin, supply is fixed. That scarcity is a huge reason why maxis argue Bitcoin will only get more valuable over time. Number 3 is the first mover advantage. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency, and it still has the largest network effect. It's the most widely recognized, the most widely adopted, and the most widely held. It's like digital gold, but arguably better, because you can send it anywhere in the world instantly. Number 4 is focus and discipline. Bitcoin maximalism also protects people from overcomplicating things. A lot of investors lose money chasing altcoins that promise the world but end up collapsing. Maxis avoid that. They stick to one asset, stack it consistently, and sleep at night knowing they own the hardest money ever created. If you think about it, being a Bitcoin maxi is kind of like being a long-term value investor in the stock market. Instead of chasing penny stocks, they stick to the one asset they believe will win in the long run. But there are trade-offs, and this is where the debate gets interesting. One is missed opportunities. If you're 100% in Bitcoin, you're automatically ignoring the potential growth of other technologies. Ethereum, for example, has created a massive ecosystem for decentralized finance and NFTs. Other blockchains are experimenting with faster transactions, new consensus mechanisms, or use cases outside of money. If you're a strict maxi, you're betting that none of these innovations matter long term. That could be wrong. Number 2, philosophical tunnel vision. Some Bitcoin maxis get, well, let's just say intense. They can become dismissive of anything outside of Bitcoin, calling everything else a scam. That attitude can make it harder to learn, adapt, and see the bigger picture of technology. Number 3, volatility and concentration risk. Let's be honest, Bitcoin is still very volatile. Even though it's the most stable crypto, it can still drop 70 to 80% in a bear market. If you're 100% Bitcoin, you're exposing yourself to that volatility without any hedge. For some people, that's too much. And number 4, different goals, different tools. Not everyone's financial goals are the same. Some people want a store of value. Bitcoin fits that role. Others want cash flow or access to smart contracts or exposure to high risk, high reward innovation. Bitcoin doesn't cover everything. So the real question isn't should you be a Bitcoin maxi, but what kind of investor are you? If you're someone who values simplicity, discipline, and long-term security, then Bitcoin-only investing might actually be perfect. But if you're more of a risk taker, innovator, or opportunist, you might feel frustrated by ignoring everything outside of Bitcoin. There's also the issue of age and stage of life. If you're young and willing to take more risks, adding more assets might make sense. If you're older and more focused on protecting wealth, Bitcoin only could be a safer bet than gambling on altcoins. Here's where many people land. You don't need to be a full-blown maxi, but you can still be Bitcoin heavy. For example, maybe you allocate 60 to 80% of your crypto to Bitcoin because it's the most secure and proven. and then 20 to 40% to Ethereum or other projects you believe in to capture upside and innovation. Or you can even trade between cryptos based on the crypto cycle phases. This way, you are not ignoring the rest of the crypto space, but you're still rooted in the strongest asset. It's kind of like the stock market. Some investors go 100% into index funds, others keep most in an index fund, but also pick a few individual stocks they believe in. Both can work. And one last point, being a Bitcoin maxi isn't just about investment strategy, it's also about identity. For some, Bitcoin is a philosophy of life, decentralization, freedom, privacy. If those values deeply resonate with you, being a maxi might feel natural because it aligns with your worldview. For others, Bitcoin is just one tool in the toolbox, a way to grow wealth, but not the whole picture. If that's you, there's no reason to force yourself into the maxi label. So, should you be a Bitcoin maxi? The answer depends on your goals, your risk tolerance, and your worldview. If you want simplicity and conviction, Bitcoin only can be a powerful strategy. If you want exposure to broader innovation, diversification might serve you better. But remember this, you don't have to pick a label. You don't have to declare yourself a maxi or an altcoin believer. You just need to build a portfolio that makes sense for you. Because at the end of the day, investing isn't about being a part of a tribe, it's about securing your future. So what do you think? Are you leaning towards Bitcoin maximalism, or do you prefer a mix of assets? Of course, none of what I'm saying is financial advice, and always do your own research. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'ma see you in the next video.